You know, you've probably seen them on coastlines, maybe even on your dinner plate, but the humble Asian green mussel, well, it holds a genetic blueprint that could change everything. Today, we're going to unpack a brand new scientific study that connects this one little shellfish to global food security, the health of our oceans, and, get this, even the fight against cancer. Let's dive in.
So it really all boils down to this, right? How can this one simple shellfish possibly be that important? Well, the answer is hidden deep inside its DNA, and for the very first time, scientists have the complete map. So let's unpack what they've found and why it really matters. All right, so before we get into all the high-tech genetics, let's properly meet the star of our show. Because this isn't just any old mussel, it is a global workhorse that has a surprising number of jobs.
And here it is, Perna viridis. It's found all across the Indo-Pacific, and you can't miss that vibrant green shell. But, as we're about to see, its true value goes way beyond just its looks.
You see, this little mussel wears three pretty critical hats. The first, it's a huge food source, farmed all over the world. Second, it's what we call an ecosystem engineer. It actually builds reefs and cleans the water around it just by feeding. And finally, its third job as an environmental sentinel, well, that's where things get really interesting for us. So, what exactly is an environmental sentinel? Just think of it like the classic canary in the coal mine, but for our oceans. The green mussel absorbs pollutants like heavy metals from the water. So by studying its tissues, scientists get a crucial early warning about the health of the entire ecosystem. What's amazing is that it shows us the actual biological impact of that pollution, not just that a chemical is present.
But there's a problem. A big one. As tough as this species is, it's also under serious threat. Parasitic diseases can just sweep through mussel farms, causing these massive die-offs that put a vital food source at risk. And to fight that, scientists needed to go deeper.
And this brings us right to the scientific quest at the heart of our story. To protect the mussel and really harness its full potential, researchers needed its blueprint, its complete unabridged genetic code. You know, the motivation behind all this work is captured perfectly right here. The scientists themselves said it. Having the whole genome is the only way to truly understand how the mussel responds to threats, whether it's pollution or disease. It is the master key to unlocking all its secrets.
Now, this process was incredibly complex. It wasn't just a simple scan. They had to collect mussels, carefully extract their DNA, and then use this combination of different, super advanced technologies to read millions of tiny genetic fragments. Think of it this way. Some of the tech reads long, continuous sentences of DNA, while other tech reads short little words with amazing accuracy. You need both to get the full story. And then came the hardest part, assembling all those pieces into one single, coherent map.
And that leads us to the breakthrough. After all of that incredibly detailed work, they actually did it. They succeeded.
So here's the crucial part. They didn't just read the DNA, they assembled it at the chromosome level. That's the difference between having a million puzzle pieces just dumped in a box and having the fully assembled picture perfectly organized and ready to hang on the wall.
Okay, now this might look like a piece of modern art, but it's actually the scientific proof of their success. It's called a high-C map. And all you really need to see is that strong, bright red diagonal line. That line confirms that all the little pieces of the genetic puzzle have been put together in the exact right order across all 15 of the mussel's chromosomes. It's the ultimate quality check.
And here is the final product in all its glory. This beautiful circular map shows the entire genome, perfectly organized into its 15 chromosomes. It maps out the location and the density of every single gene. This is it, the complete genetic treasure map of the Asian green mussel. And the quality of this map? I mean, how good is it really? Well, scientists use a tool called BooSCO to measure completeness. And this genome scored, get this, 96.8%. That is an exceptionally high score. It confirms that this isn't just a map. It's a reliable and incredibly valuable scientific resource.
So the science is just amazing, right? But what can we actually do with this genetic blueprint? This is where all that data meets the real world.
For aquaculture, this is a total game changer. I mean, before, breeding mussels was slow guesswork, based mostly on just observation.
Now, with this genetic map, farmers can use what's called genomic selection to precisely identify and breed animals that have the exact genes they're looking for, like genes for faster growth, or, even more importantly, resistance to those devastating parasitic diseases. It's a huge leap from guesswork to precision science.
And it makes the mussel an even better guardian of our seas. With the genome in hand, we can pinpoint the specific genes that allow it to tolerate pollution. This helps us develop even more sensitive biomarkers to detect toxins in the water. It's like we're upgrading our entire ocean monitoring system.
But hold on, the story doesn't end there. Not even close. Because the researchers found something completely unexpected hiding in the mussel's DNA. Something with some pretty profound implications for human health.
It sounds almost unbelievable to even ask, but the answer? It really seems to be yes. This simple little shellfish might actually hold clues to understanding how some very strange cancers spread.
The key to this is a rare and kind of wild phenomenon called bivalve transmissible neoplasia, or BTN for short. It's essentially a contagious cancer. Living cancer cells literally float through the water from one shellfish and infect another. It's a fascinating and honestly a pretty frightening process that's super rare in nature.
So, when the researchers analyzed this new genome, they found a startling number of genes related to cancer. We are talking 634 genes associated with general cancer pathways, and another 408 that are linked specifically to cancers caused by viruses. This was a huge and completely unexpected discovery.
And here's the bottom line. This discovery makes the green mussel a powerful new model for studying these transmissible cancers. By understanding the genetics of BTN in mussels, we could gain invaluable insights into how certain cancers work and spread. Knowledge that could, one day, have huge human applications.
And this really brings us full circle, doesn't it? As the study concludes, this single genetic blueprint serves two powerful purposes. It's a practical tool to help us improve our food supply, and it's a fundamental resource for incredible new avenues of scientific research.
It really makes you wonder. We look at a shellfish and we see, a simple meal. But hidden inside its DNA are keys to a more sustainable food supply, a healthier planet, and maybe even a whole new way to understand cancer. It just begs the question, what other life-saving secrets are hiding in plain sight in the DNA of the ordinary creatures all around us?